Ain't no hashtag Marcus J, live from the den. Legacy Internet Radio. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us tonight. Sometimes we have the best discussions during the breaks and whatnot. We kind of finished a little bit of that last segment in the break, but we're going to move on. Tonight is the night where we're going to have the Diva Diaries, our sister, the dating pool diva. It's time for you to jump in here and lead us in our discussion, our Diva Diaries. I'm trying. The technical difficulties don't allow me to be able to get it up too high, but hopefully you can hear it and go ahead and do the little awkward dance that you like to do every single time. Ain't no hashtag Marcus J, dating pool diva. You got the mic. What you got?
All right, I got some good stuff for y'all tonight. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay, I got some good stuff for y'all tonight. Remember on the last segment, last Diva Diaries, we were talking about natural hair. So I'm going to recap the topic for this group, because it's a totally different group, and get y'all's perspective on it. In the African American or Black community, is natural beauty cool, intimidating, or just plain scary? To the men in the room, what do you think about dating a woman with natural hair? And to the women in the room, do you think natural hair affects dating or relationships? So who wants to chime in on that topic? First, we have a few of us in the room with the natural hair going.
Let me go first.
Mr. Grizzy.
Oh, look, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Miss Mines?
I think that natural hair is super cool, but I think that there's a difference between, like, I'm natural, have been for 6 years with no relaxer, but put heat on it almost every day.
Okay.
But I don't have the creamy crack. Crack. But I think it's super cool. I think it does show when it is able to be short or curly or what have you. I think it shows so much heritage, and it shows so much dedication. And some people think that people who wear natural hair are lazy or don't want to do anything, when it requires a lot of work to keep locks, to keep short hair, to keep curly hair, the product you have to get and things like that. So I think it's super cool. I don't think it's intimidating. And it just, when I see a woman with natural hair, it just makes me feel, good. And it makes me respect them even more because of how other people and other races may be looking at them in their natural state, and they don't care. So I love it.
Okay, thank you for your opinion on that. Let's see, who else we got in the room? Miss Ashley?
Hello, everybody. First of all, let me say I'm Ashley, the owner of Joy and Body Hair. We sell raw hair extensions. I actually went to India to get these hair extensions, but I sit before you all today a natural queen. Okay, natural queen. I have been doing an intensive study on natural hair, and I'm going to try so hard to answer the question because I have so much natural hair information in me. I just want to bust it out and share it to everybody. But I'm going to tell you something. Natural hair is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, and I am so loving what I got going on right now. First of all, I'm not going to say that I will not put my weave back in or wig or whatever, but I will say I'm loving what I am rocking. I'm loving what God gave me.
Great.
And I think when you talk about our dating life, I'm going to tell you this.
Does it affect your dating life, you think?
Does it affect our dating life? I will tell you that in a very, very broad, with a very, very broad brush, I'm going to paint this truth. I do attract different types of men when I have my natural hair in. Okay, I do. I'm not going to say one is better than the other, but when I go out, men approach me differently than they do when I have my weave in. I feel like the type of men are a little different.
Yeah, be more specific.
Are a little different when I have my weave in. I think they might be a little more expressive When I have my weave in, I'm going to allow you all to take that how you wish.
More expressive.
When I'm wearing my natural hair, I feel like it might be a tad bit more. They approach me a little bit more conservatively. That can also be. You can also exchange that adjective for respectfully, but this is a very broad brush I'm using right now because people are people. They fall how they fall, but I do think that they approach me a little bit more respectfully, a little bit more conservatively when I have my natural hair in. I've never been told I look better either way. Nobody's ever said, "Oh, you look better with your weave. Oh, you look better with your natural." Nobody's ever said that. I just think the way that they approach me is a little different.
It's a little different. Okay.
And also, kind of the caliber of man might be a little different too. Hey.
Okay, Mr. Grizzly.
All right, so this is speaking from my wife is a blonde hair. She dyes her hair blonde. Black woman. Loves it to death. She will never go natural.
Okay.
With that being said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Me personally, and I saw this meme the other day on social media. They say women always talking about they want a man that's real, but you got 8 inches of horse hair, Brazilian waxing behind that at the same time. So that's a little bit on a, contradictory situation. Me personally, I don't want to reach behind and feel a wave cap. I don't want to reach up in here and feel the wave cap coming. And I want you to just be able to let your hair down, whatever it is. Well, I mean, if you ain't got none, if you rocking a Alyssa P, let that joke down. Yeah, she just rocked it down just then. She did that. That's letting it down. But it's about confidence. It's about how you carry no matter what your hairstyle is. I ain't no female, so can I say female? That's the right, because I know it's a thing now.
They don't like that.
They don't like that, right?
You got to say woman.
All right, let me
Woman,
get it. Let
lady,
me get that.
Queen, any of those.
A
are
woman,
acceptable.
I'm not a woman, so I can't, I don't understand, and I won't get, I do understand, but I won't try to tell a woman how does she do her hair. That's just not my place, But whatever you do with your hair, as long as you rocking it with confidence, that's the main thing to men, And second thing for Grizzly is just don't say you want somebody real, but everything on you is faker than a $2, $3 bill.
And as long as your hair look good now, don't come out here with this.
With the joint, that's a rich return, but the joint where you can see the glue. Come on, come on. A good thing is I recommend, they not sponsoring us or anything, recommend watch Good Hair documentary comedy by Chris Rock as a comedian. I like that, because there in the black community, we are particular about hair. I remember my growing up, and I got sisters, good hair, bad hair, nappy hair, that hot comb. We put so much stuff, we're the only probably people on the country in the world that puts so much stuff on how our appearance defines us: light skin, dark skin, straight hair, nappy hair, curl, kinky hair.
But you'll
just
be
confident.
surprised in other nations. In Hispanic nations, even Indian nations, you have different shades. They have the same.
They have the
issues
same
as
thing,
us.
but I don't live in India. I know I've seen brothers in India darker than me, brothers in Saudi Arabia darker than me, so I don't live there. I don't know how they rock. I just, I'm in the wilderness here in America. I just know how my sisters do. And what I would say is just be confident with yours. Another part was, does it affect your dating?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Do you see from an observation point
I ain't
of view?
been too long but been married. I can still remember those good old days.
Do you observe other guys approaching women differently based on their hair, or do you see the women with the more natural hair not having as many opportunities to meet someone?
Okay, when I was younger, there wasn't that many weaves around my way because everybody was poor. It might have been bad weaves, but when I was younger, long hair was good. As I got older, and natural hair is good. How men approach them, again, is just confidence. You know, my wife used to think I had a thing for fair-skinned sisters. And I was like, I didn't. The darker, the better for me, you know. But there is a difference. I just think it's a maturity level. Not everything is for everybody. Everybody's got a personal preference. It ain't no big deal to me as long as you ain't going overboard. As long as you're not losing your sense of identity. As long as you're not trying to be somebody else. Now, you know, if you don't, I use a little Kim for an example. You just, not just cosmetically, but, you know, you just trying to be somebody totally different, you know, that's whack, you know, to me. Whether you putting in a weave, whether you rocking a natural, whatever, you just being somebody different. I saw my girl that was in Sanaa Lathan, shaved all her head off. Maybe it was for a role, maybe it was just to be, you know, woke or whatever. I don't know, but she looked good.
That's what the woke people do.
Yeah, I don't know, but she looked good. She looked good, and she was confident. You know, she was confident. I use another one, the sister that's gonna be in the upcoming movie Black Panther, that was in Civil War. She was a security guard with Black Panther. The one that was the leggy chick with she had a slick back. You don't remember the John Mark?
I have no idea who you're talking
She's
about.
an African sister. Or, what's the sister that won? You use Lupita. Confident.
Lupita, yeah.
If you're going to rock it, just be confident. That's all Grizzly guys say. I'm referring to myself in the third person.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that, Grizzly.
That was whack. I take.
You did make it weird.
I'm not referring. Jay said it.
You did make it weird.
Men approach beautiful women. If you pretty, if you're pretty, they're going to approach you. It's not so much what's on your head, you know. Just be pretty and be clean.
Right. Listen, Pete.
And no glue on the forehead.
Well, kind of referencing back to what Pam was saying, you know, back in the day, a lot of us, you know, had the moments that will put the hot comb on the stove to get your hair straight, you know, and a lot of us from there tried to keep that up, try to keep our hair straight and things. So we actually, and then that's how we got into, like Pam was saying, the creamy crack, because again, if we didn't want to use that hot comb, then of course we upgraded to perms, and then of course from perms, then we upgraded to wearing weaves and other things to get more of the European look. Now, my thing, when I got out of my perm stage, I went natural for about 7 or 8 years. That was the hardest thing, because a lot of people think, yeah, you can just get up and go. No, it's maintenance. You may can get up and go when you first become bald-headed and come with the natural shave like the Sanaa Lathan. But once you have to get it to you looking like a boy stage, and then to the little Afro puff stage, and then you got to get all the chemicals. Then you got to make sure you get the right chemicals so your hair won't break off. It's just a lot of work. And then, yes, I had to go back to the cream and crack because I couldn't take it anymore. So I don't know if it's not being proud of who I am or the grain of hair that I've received, but I know if Alyssa P needs a touch-up, I am going to give me some Dark and Lovely to lovely it up, because as of right now, as you can see, I had quite a few grays and they could not take over me. So
Alyssa P.
I had to go color it up.
Alyssa P, you wear a wave cap at night.
Shut up. I wear my do-rag.
With my waves. What I'm hearing is, to me, you're saying that it's more of a convenience thing to put the creamy crack in so you can comb your hair easier.
Yeah, for
more
me.
so than to look European, right? That's what you're saying. Okay.
If that's what you want to say for me, Charisma, then that's what I'm saying.
Tell me what you're saying.
No, because
When you're saying going natural, you talking about like not wearing a perm or not wearing a weave?
Well,
or is it both?
natural, just plain natural.
Just your own hair. Okay.
100% natural. Because if you, for instance, you know, you put the weave on or you straighten it or whatever, people don't know. So are they approaching you differently because you appear?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, to have straight hair and have that look, or you have, you know, the kinky
If
look.
you walking around with a weave,
Wait, I give it to Ashley because
I give it to Ashley because there's some you get approached by different ones. Now, for the fellas who like the natural sisters, then those are the ones usually the guys who may have dreads or the ones who smell like incense. They're my type of buzz. Talk to a sister. You know what I'm saying? But then you may have the guys, more of the white collars who go for you with your European look versus, your blue collar man. That I'll just say it like that.
Okay. Have you found it to be hard, like when you are in your most natural
Girl, no,
state?
because I get them
with
either
dating?
way. Natural, nappy, straight, either way. Colored, black, gray. Girl, no, I don't got no problem in that.
Not all men.
Shut up, Grizzy.
Shut
up, Grizzy.
Horned toads.
But no, I don't. No, I myself personally don't have any issues in that category.
Marcus J?
I'm on record as saying that I prefer a woman to be natural. I don't care much for the extra stuff. I don't care for the weaves and the overabundance of makeup and all of that kind of stuff. It's just not what I'm attracted to. It's no shade to any of the sisters that's what they do. But it's just not my cup of tea. So I don't see. I mean, I wouldn't say you don't find certain people attractive. I mean, attractive is attractive. But if we're talking about preference, there's a difference between preference and what you find attractive. So, it would not be my preference. And I could tell you what I don't want. If I could see the track, if I could see the lace front, if I could see the glue, if I could see any of those things, then it's probably a good bet that I'm giving you.
If I could see the body shaper that you be wearing.
I don't care about that. That's
whack. I'm gonna tell you why.
Hey, look. Let me finish.
Okay,
let me finish.
On a whole nother topic
Do
now.
I get to finish? I guess I don't get to finish. Okay. I don't care about body shapers because the reality is if we want a natural sister, then you want her to be natural in her natural state.
Yeah,
so
I
if
wanted
she
to trick me though.
Right, but if a body shaper to me is not the same as some of the other stuff.
When them lights go out, Mark, and she pull that joint off.
I guess when we were talking about natural, and I don't know if the diva wants to even add that to be, you can add that.
That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that.
You can add that to, what's natural. I did not, in my mind, have that as part of the discussion personally. So I don't really look at it that way. Pam, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, I was just wondering for the fellas, like both of you said that you prefer natural, but like you said, you prefer confidence more than anything. But like Lissa was saying, how do y'all look at that natural woman during her struggle state? Like, are y'all looking at her like she
gotta make it up?
While.
She gotta make it up in other places.
But because there is sincerely, like I have never done the whole. I just haven't been able to take the time to do the products and figure out what work and what don't or whatever. So I don't have relaxer, but I do, put heat on my hair. But there is a very even with locks when you do that big chop and then you're going into locks and you have that awkward stage where you just always wearing a hat because you just, like she said, you look like a boy or it just don't look right and things. So you say you want a woman with natural hair, but do you want it when she get it together or while she going through it?
Well, here's what I will say for me. What I will say for me is y'all care more about that than we do.
Yeah, we don't.
At least for me. I can't speak for Grizz. Grizz gonna say what he gonna say, and other brothers gonna say what they gonna say. But y'all care about that more than I do.
So you don't see the awkward. You don't see that.
If I rock with you, and part of what Grizz said, a lot of it has to do with confidence. Because if you rocking it and you confident, if you rocking the awkward stage, I don't know it's awkward. I'm a dude.
I know because I see them naps in the back.
Oh, you know.
I mean, but again, a lot of it has to do if that's the hairstyle that you rolling with, then who am I to say that there's something wrong with it? I know what I like and what I don't like. And what I don't like is the extra stuff. I don't like the additions. That's just not something. It's just not. I would prefer what Martin used to call the BDB. I would prefer that to weaves. You know, and I tell you what I don't like. I just really figured out I just figured out what a lace front was like a year ago. That's the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, why would you put that in your head? It's so dumb to me. That's just me. You know? I mean, the room just went silent on me. I guess y'all don't agree, but
I would venture to say that the same men who loved Toni Braxton when her hair was long also loved her when it was short. Or the same men who loved Holly when her hair was long loved her when her hair was short. Now, those might be extreme examples, but at the end of the day, a pretty woman is gonna be a pretty woman.
I would tend to agree.
Short hair, dreadlocks, no locks. You just gonna be a pretty woman.
I would tend to agree with that.
So you know, I do also understand the plight of being in the middle ground, woman to woman. I get it, but if you just take the time to figure out what kind of works for you, because for real, not every natural style works for you, and this society is not designed for black hair at all. So, you know, the white girl can go into the shopping mall and find rows and aisles of stuff for her that she's been able to work with since she was born.
Right.
You know, we just starting to get into the natural hair game a couple of years ago.
I think,
you know what I'm saying? So
I
we
think
just
the piece that, as guys, I think the piece that we oftentimes, we can hear y'all say it, and we can be as sensitive as we try to be, but I think a big piece of this is that a big part of the personality is in the hair. And like I said, we can try to be sensitive to it, you know, but oftentimes when we're asked our opinion and we give it, we're not believed by what we say. And that's fair too. I mean, but that's more about y'all than it is about us, because we're going to tell you what we like. And if you don't believe us, then that's kind of on you. But the reality is, with us, like Grizzy is bald, and I've been wearing the same haircut since 1987.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like literally. I mean, I went through the Big Daddy Kane and the Bobby Brown, but other than that, and that was about 3 years in the 80s. Other than that, I've been wearing the same haircut for 30 years. You know, so I acknowledge that it's a different thing for hair and a personality to be wrapped into it. But, you know, I don't know that it's fair to us when we tell you what we rock with and you don't believe us when we tell you.
Well, I will say this. The reason why I formulated this particular question is because I noticed a change in my dating life from when I had the creamy crack and transitioned to short natural and then to locks. Like, I had a difficult time, a really hard time from when I had the creamy crack to when I went natural. Like, my dating life went from 100 to 0, like overnight. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, going into the lock stage, it was even more awkward. You know, I would get a date here and there, but like Ashley said, a different type of guy would approach me. Usually older men would approach me when they saw the natural locks or the natural hair.
We mature.
We getting a hit. We getting a hit in social media.
Yeah, I don't have, you know, as much problem now, but you know, I'm also older too, so you could attribute that to age.
We getting a hit in social media from our brother, Mr. 3375. The utility played a host of In Too Deep on Legacy TV with Mr. 3375. He's saying that he loves natural women. I think another thing that men and ladies, please correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think a lot of times men don't understand what exactly is natural. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we can look at Lissa P, who wears her hair short. I think that's pretty obvious that short hair would be natural. We look at the dating pool diva who wears dreads. We can say that that's natural. But I would argue that there's some folks who would say Pam's not natural because it's straighter than the dreads. Now, it's straighter because it's got heat, but as a guy, you got to remember that we're wired different. We don't understand a lot of the things that y'all go through. Some of us do. I'm not going to cast aspersions on all dude. But some of us, they'll look at the way you go and they'll say, oh, she's not natural. whereas you are, because you're not rocking no chemicals or nothing. You're just using natural heat. You see what I'm saying? So that might be part of the disconnect. My guess is, I see a couple of ladies in the room shaking their heads. Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. That's why I asked that question at first, because a lot of men do not understand what natural is, and they think natural, unnatural means weaved up or not weaved up. Now, women, we know natural is, you're not using a chemical in your hair. So, but then even he said at first, you were saying, your wife, you started talking about how she was natural, but then you said, but she's not natural because she got the blonde in her hair. So I was like, okay, so you all right. Technically, she's not natural because she has chemical in her hair, but does she have weave in her hair? Can you run your fingers through her hair? And a lot of time I hear men say, I want to be able to run my fingers through her hair and not get it caught up in some sticks or something, whatever they come up with. So, but men have a different, that's what I hear them say.
Like, sticks
your
in your
fingers, but they talk about the weft, they talk about the track, but they don't know what to call it. So they're like, I put my finger in the head and get tangled up or caught up. And so a lot of times men don't know, which is why I kind of asked for you to clarify, because I think when fellas are looking at it, a lot of times men look at us, sexually. So it's like, okay, if I run my fingers through her hair, is my ring gonna get caught on one of her little snatchbacks, or is it gonna go through and everything gonna be good? So.
I mean, my guess is if it gets caught, the mood is shot.
I have a question to the ladies.
Pam had a question. She has to go.
My question is to the ladies, so it might be the same thing. How do you all feel? Because my husband is bald, and I just love it bald. But how do you all feel about men who put product or do the sponge
Beijing
or do whatever they going through Rogaine on their way to lockhood, or like when they going through their awkward stage? Like, how do y'all feel about that? Like me, I love my bald husband, and when I see a man that got to go get product, it just bothers me in my spirit that he even had to say that he had to go get product, or he's doing the sponge. Like any man that say they got to get up early to do that, hey, I got a problem with that. And so, but I do know when you have locks, you do have that transition of having to take, you got to twist your hair. And I think just sitting here twisting your hair, that's one thing. But when the dude got to get up and go buy shea butter and Cantu, and he got to put it in his head, and I'm out of product. Like a man to say out of product, it just bothers me, Yeah. So I'm like, just like cut your hair or bald your head, or go ahead and twist it and go to the locks. But that awkward in between where you still getting haircuts, but this stay up, and you sponging it and stuff.
You got to mix.
For me, that sponge thing when they get the
causes
sponge.
you to have a lock pattern.
I'm confused on what a sponge means.
It's actually a sponge.
Okay.
And you put it on your hair and you go like this, and it gets that knot look.
Because I'm thinking, I'm not sure, but I think I'm one of them dudes that weird you out. Because, like I said, I've been wearing the same haircut for 30 years.
Let me see.
Literally for 30 years, I've been wearing the same haircut, and
but that's not.
But that's a sponge brush. Okay, first lady show. Oh yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah, that's
I've been wearing the same haircut for 30 years. I got the same hairbrush that I've had for 20 years, and I've been getting my same haircut every 2 weeks. And if I don't have the specific product that I like, I don't like the way my hair texture is.
But you got to wake up early? Do you have to
I ain't doing all that. But I'm saying, but when you mention a product, though, they stopped making my product. So I got to go on eBay and find it. Yeah, I'm that dude.
But I don't think that's not, like, see, you just have a regular haircut that don't require a lot of maintenance, and you putting something in it to keep it soft. I don't want it dry. So I see what you're saying. You want to keep it, but I'm talking about, right?
Well, I got a George Jefferson.
But I'm talking about somebody who got to do that sponge brush. They gotta put it.
I'm actually rubbing my head. This feels good
like it's
right
just
now. My goodness.
For me, it just seemed kind of weird. Like I said, I love my husband in his baldness, and I like I guess a bald man or a nice haircut or locks.
Well, no man should be in the mirror more than a woman when it comes to
I think it's unfair for me to ask y'all if y'all are willing to be attracted to a woman during their awkward stage, but not for the female to be willing to accept their man during his awkward stage where he got to, put
I
product
think when
in
one of the pillars of the Diva Diaries is we tackle these discussions where we deal with the differences between men and women and how we relate to one another, and how we reconcile these differences. I'll speak for myself. I don't care quite as much about appearance, my personal appearance, as maybe a sister around me would care about hers. Meaning like, I wear the same pair of jeans maybe 2 or 3 days a week. You know what I mean? I wear the same ball caps that I wear when I come in the studio. I can't stand, and when I tell you, I'm like a little boy with this. I don't like to wear a shirt and tie. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. Do when I have to. And if I have to wear a tie, I swear I'm kicking and screaming the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that may not be traditional that may be traditional for everybody, that some of us are a little bit different. So I don't know if that necessarily applies. We're not talking about hair, but I guess we're talking about grooming,
grooming in appearance. Yeah.
If I can rock Tim's and the Yankees fitted every day and a Scully, and it be 50 degrees every day for a year, I'd be good. It's just me. I'd be good.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
Grizzly wouldn't be good because he bald.
Yeah,
his head would get cold.
I don't do no Rogaine Beijing. Once it started going early, I just say off. Just let it be. I mean, men are very simple creatures. And I'll just leave it at that. Diva Diaries, back to you.
Well, thank you for bringing it back to me.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to transition to another topic. That was very nice. You guys did a great job with that one. All right.
Go ahead, put your lipstick on.
Yeah, I got to put a little lip gloss on because y'all talking about looking good, so I got to keep it looking tight. All right, so this topic came from the Love Revolution, my group that I have on Facebook, online. And the topic is about individuals publicizing their private relationships on social media.
I'm gonna get on that.
Okay, so is anybody with me? Anybody with me?
Well, I'm here.
Okay. So let me get your take, Miss Ashley, on because I got this idea off of my group, the Love Revolution. Somebody posted a meme, and it was basically about how do you feel about publicizing your private relationships on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and everything like that. Having to put up pictures and videos and check-ins. We're at the Red Lobster eating, lobster and shrimp, and we're doing this. We're about to go to the movies. Those type of things on the internet.
Well, you know what? I actually don't have a problem with it. It's not that I do it, but I think I'm so happy in my own relationship that I don't mind seeing other people happy in theirs. I do have a word of caution, though. Be careful about putting all of your business on social media because one, you don't know who's lurking, and two, you really don't know what the future holds. And it does happen that sometimes you see these overly happy couples posting everything, and then a year later they're divorced or they're broke up or they're separated or whatever, and nobody really wants to post that, and some people do. But so sometimes it is good to keep things private and to yourself. But I know I don't post a whole lot about my love, and I'm madly in love with John Green. I love you, baby. I miss you. But I don't feel like I need to share that to everybody all the time. But there are times when we do post things on each other's page. And we did go to a nice restaurant once. We took a picture, and I put that up on Facebook. And I didn't feel like I was oversharing.
Okay.
I feel like I share pictures of me and my girlfriends. The dog is up there. Just little stuff that I want my friends and my family to see. But it's definitely not overkill. I'm very sure that it's not overkill because some people don't even know that I'm in a relationship.
Well, this is the main topic too. It was a video. And in the video, the guy was making the point that, you know, if you don't post all your information, you keep your stuff kind of private, that those relationships tend to be happier. Do you agree with that?
I don't. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, so I tell people, be with the man who would treat you the way that he would if he was dating Beyonce. And I know people like Beyonce. I don't like Beyonce, but listen, insert celebrity here. I don't care. You can insert whoever is your celebrity. Anita Baker, Oprah. I don't care. Pick one. Because I feel that if a man is happy with his woman and a woman is happy with his man, he gonna share that happiness. He want people to know. He doesn't want to be ashamed of you. He not gonna want to hide you behind closed doors. He not gonna want to do things like that. He's gonna want to say, "This is my lady. I present her to the world."
Right.
So let's imagine if he got with the woman, the celebrity of his dreams, Beyonce, Anita Baker, insert celebrity here. They got together. He would probably call up all his boys. Man, I got a date with Beyonce. Oh my God. You know, he would tell everybody or whoever. But if it's somebody that he kind of like, I'm still trying to fit out, he gonna just keep that to himself. And so that's that. And that, honest to God, is true. So how will he share is the question. Not every man is on social media.
Right.
Not every man runs the social media and throws everything up there. He might actually pick up a phone and call a friend, or, you know, or meet his boys at the basketball court or whatever, and that's where he will explain. But if you have a guy who is a social media person, and that is where he is active in communicating with other people, and he's in a relationship with you, and he makes no mention of you at all, I think that is cause for alarm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But what do you think, Marcus J?
I think it depends on the person. I mean, some folks just don't want their stuff out, and other folks want to tell all their stuff. So it really does depend. There's no blueprint here for how this one goes. There's no blueprint for, you know, if he posts a whole bunch of stuff or she, then he's happy. If he doesn't, then he's not. You know, it really does depend. I think, like with all relationships, they're just different variables that go with it that can't be caged. It's an uncaged type of situation. So I think that it would be unwise to utilize that as the determining factor around happiness or unhappiness.
Okay.
I think, you know, it just really does depend from person to person, because there's some folks that's just not into social media. I could probably tell you that if I wasn't a part of Legacy Media Group and Legacy Internet Radio and Legacy TV, I would have less of a presence of social media. That's just me. You know, I might still be there. I might be one of those lurkers who might just kind of observe as opposed to being so socially active. I'm socially active because I want people to see and know what we're doing, all the great things that we're doing at Legacy Media Group and Legacy Internet Radio and Legacy TV. So I'm more active than maybe I would normally be. But if I didn't have those things that I'm a part of, you know, I can't say that I wouldn't have pages, but I can tell you that I wouldn't be as active and you would see less of me.
Right.
And so, you know,
people use social media for different reasons.
And, you know, sometimes people use it for validation. You know, people use it because they're not, they're not getting the validation, you know, in other walks of life, the way they, or people, you know, you just don't know. You don't know why people are there, you know. So to try to kind of put everybody in the same box, you know what I mean? I think would be unwise.
Okay.
Can I speak on this?
One last thing on my mic down. We got to be careful about taking all this relationship advice from people who do not know us and people who just have a camera and a Facebook account. We have to really be careful, because at the end of the day, you really have to do what's best for you and your relationship, you and your man, you and your woman. And because what makes your situation work might be detrimental to somebody else. And it is just so hard to paint a brush and say, oh, this is how you have to do everything. This is how you have to do everything. I saw that post that you mentioned, and I thought it was ridiculous, you know.
Right.
But he had about 2,000 comments under there of people that thought it was working. And I'm sure it did work for them, you know. But then you see somebody else as yet another guru. I don't know what this man's name is, but he is another relationship guru, and he has a different relationship video, I swear to goodness, every 3 hours. And he says that you got to put your girl out on Facebook and share it to the whole world and everything. And he got a whole nother thousands of women underneath saying, oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, yes. But you know what? But that worked for them, but that might not work for somebody else, you know?
Right.
So at the end of the day, you have to focus on what works best for you and your relationship. And that's how they'll succeed.
All right. Thank you for
I
that
missed it.
Okay, I'm gonna
Charisma.
restate
Give it to
it
me,
for you
because I'm going to put it down
guys.
for everybody.
Basically, the question is, how do you feel about, like, publicizing your private relationship?
Ain't nobody damn business.
You feel like it's nobody's business on social media?
Yeah, it's nobody's business on social media and elsewhere. But on top of that, kind of to widen the conversation a little bit, but not to go too much off topic, social media has got people out here bugging. Like, it's not, I mean, it's almost not real. You know, you could be who you want to be. I could literally go online right now, create an identity, and create a fake relationship, and have followers and people watching and checking on everything I say about my relationship, and they don't even know that it's make believe. It's like Winnie the Pooh. It's in my head, you know. So, and trust and believe, all these gurus out here, there's money in marketing these self-help janks.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of money, you know, promotional, sponsorship, stuff like that. So a lot of them, just like preachers, they just out here trying to get some paper, you know, and have sheep following, you know, liking and commenting on it. But yeah, it's like it's not everything is not for social media. Your marriage, especially your marriage, it's not for that. That's how people get caught up. You know, and yeah, well, I mean, if you doing bad or you not doing bad, I don't think it's for social media to check you. I think that's for the person you in a relationship with to check you. It's not for social media. If somebody was in a situation that was good or bad, you know, you don't need, you know, whatever, how many people that's in your social media commenting on it. Like, what good is that gonna do? It ain't gonna do nothing but screw your head up even more. In my personal opinion, you know. So I think it's fake, and I think it's fake. Like Mark said, it's for validation. Like some people, you know, men and women, I'm in a relationship, don't work no more. You know, they gotta update your status. I'm in a relationship now. Who cares? I don't give a rat's ass if you're in a relationship or not. Congratulations, I hope that works out for you. Or they go on a rants about their significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, they broke up. Now they hating the opposite sex or whatever. Hating.
And they got to switch the status every other
girl,
day.
Look, let me tell you.
Because they broke up, then they got back together. Now they married.
Yeah, girl, let me tell you. I ain't got, you know what, people talk about social media. You know what, I don't post nothing on social media other than promoting, you know, Legacy Internet Radio, because that's who I'm down for. But, you know, it's like a soap opera. It's like Love and Hip Hop. All you got to do is watch. And people call it lurking. They try to shame you by saying you lurking. It's on my timeline. What do you mean? I'm not lurking. You put it out there for public consumption.
Right.
So when you putting all your business out there and then stuff go wrong, then you put all of your emotion out there, that's how you get manipulated by the Russians.
By the Russians?
Yeah, you know, to vote for, I mean, that's how you get people
Putin in them.
Yeah, you can get manipulated by social media because it has become ingrained into, that's what it is. It's just part of your social life. And you can tell who you are, for the most part, by your friends, about your social circle. You know, so if you got a whole bunch of chicken clucks or a whole bunch of dudes that are herbs,
they serve those at Red Robin.
yeah, if you got a bunch of dudes that are herbs chilling and commenting and posting, and man, that's whack. Especially if now if you're a millennial, I get it. You grew up with it. But if you our age and you out here on social media gossiping and, you know, talking about your relationship and putting all your business out there on the street, man, you look like a fool.
I think social media is all for attention seeking, whether it be good or bad. Because for real, we put Legacy Internet Radio out there is because we want attention. We want attention to the station. We want attention to the brand. People put their lives out there because they want attention. They don't have nobody else to talk to. Apparently, they don't have nobody else to care about them. And I always said, what the hell were we doing before Facebook came about, before Twitter, before MySpace, before all that? Who were we talking to prior to all of this social media?
I had plenty of
whatever. I mean, but again, everything is for attention seeking. So whether it be good or bad, that's all it's for. So when you put your business out there, it's for attention. So therefore, you gonna seek it, whether it be good or bad, and then people get in their feelings. Like, how you gonna say this? Why you gonna say this? Because, like you said, you put it out there. Then again, things happen where, hell, somebody dies. Next thing you know, oh, I used to be with him. Oh, what you mean? I was with him too. You know, so again, everything.
Hold on.
Attention
Have you seen that?
Bad. No. Anyway, attention seeking bad.
It's just horrible. It's just bad.
Listen, P, don't put it down already. Okay, I have a question. So do you think that it's best to keep it off of social media and to keep it sort of to yourself? Or would you, like Ashley, occasionally put, you know, your pictures and stuff up? Not overkill.
For what?
But every now and then.
Right, but again, it could be either way, because it could be for bad or for good. Ashley, she has a business. So Ashley, she would want to put her hair business out there, but she might want to keep her man's relationship private. So it could go either way.
But she was telling us earlier that she would put a
for a relationship?
Yeah, here and there.
You ain't doing it to stun on.
I said I post a picture here and there. Like me and John went to a restaurant. We took a picture. It was a nice restaurant. We took a picture and posted that up. But I mean, y'all
right,
not
but you
seeing,
posted it because you wanted people to see it.
Yeah,
you didn't want nobody else to see it.
I agree. You trying to do it to get
phone.
attention. You trying to do it to share, you
right?
know?
To see, right?
And I wanted people to see this is somebody that I'm really in love with. I want people to share my happiness.
Right.
But the overkill is, I think, what I understand what everybody is saying when. You're posting a different thing every other hour, every day, every other 15 minutes. We doing it. We eat. You taking pictures of your food.
I look at it like that. I look at it like that. How my grandma taught.
Okay.
How my grandma taught me. I'm a Southern boy. When you in a neighborhood, or you in a white people neighborhood. I remember one time we were driving through a white people neighborhood. She said, "Look at them. They got all their blinds up. You can see straight through their damn house." And you come in a black person neighborhood, every blind and shade is down.
Right.
You can't look through nobody's house, and that's all social media is. Is when you put that out there now, your business is all out there. You know, whatever you put out there is what you letting everybody, and not everything is for everybody. I don't want to say. I mean, I get it. It's a public forum and everything, and I can't stop people from posting stuff. You know, I can control what I can see. Thank you, Facebook, for letting me block my people and stuff like that. But it's just not for everybody. Some things need to be kept.
To yourself, okay.
Need to be kept. The world don't need to know I love Mrs. Green. They don't need to know that. Mrs. Green know that. You know, the world don't need to know I love my mama. You know, my mama know that. You know.
And let me tell you this.
You gotta get a microphone.
No,
man.
no. I just want to say this real quick. Not too long ago, maybe like a week ago, I guess my Facebook got hacked, or Facebook wanted.
Yeah, what you do?
That happens to you a lot, man.
She be
a lot.
That's
she be
because
bait clicking on the porn sites.
You be friending me like every other day, like.
No, well, if you would friend me when I requested it, I wouldn't have to do
touch
it.
it.
It'd be because a new account has come up.
But
That's
as you see,
Putin.
that's because Facebook wants me to use my government name. I don't want to do that. Like Facebook wants me to use like a real name, and they wanted me to send like 3 pictures and an ID without my ad. All this different stuff. So again, I sat there and I said, do I really need Facebook? You know what I'm saying? And as you see, I had to go through and friend request all these people, you know. And I sat there and I was like, do I really need Facebook? And then I started thinking about Legacy Internet Radio. I'm like, well, how am I going to post? How am I going to, promote? How am I going to do all this
Just change
stuff?
your name to Legacy Internet Radio.
They're not gonna let her because she don't use
Yes.
the government.
Oh, duh.
So, again, so then I knew that we had shows coming up and we have other things to do. So I'm like, dang, I've got to do this. Why now I'm freaking out? Because, again, I need to bring more attention to the station. And I know that I need to post it on Facebook to get the attention that I need. So.
Right, true.
Seeing that can be disturbing because I'm actually thinking about. I'm sorry, I wasn't on. I was actually thinking about the images that I see on my Facebook, and I wonder if you guys are seeing the same images of couples. So the most of the time when I see couples photos, it's of anniversary stuff.
No,
which
I
I
see
think
some
should
ratchet
be,
stuff.
which I think should be shared. Like you having an anniversary, y'all been in, and somebody was just been in for 15 years. They've been together since high school. I'm like, I'm all for black love. Put that sucker up. So that was big for me anyway. And then another was like family photos. So I got some friends. They're married now. They had their kids. And they're taking pictures of their family on vacation somewhere. Somebody took the whole family to Germany. Other people took the whole family, kids and everything, all went to Florida and stuff. I mean, I was like, I don't mind seeing it. That's kind of like, I thought that was okay.
I don't need to see you and your family out. I'm a hater.
Okay.
I don't need to see.
Like, maybe I'm down for it. I love anything that's black love. I'm like, put it out there. So now I'm trying to think of what would be kind of like a little bit oversharing.
Well, to me, what would be oversharing is when they start talking about all their drama. They start putting out, he cheated on me, he did X, Y, and Z to me. To me, that's too much. And asking for Facebook to give advice. Like, what should I do, guys?
That's the word. That's a dummy's move ever.
I agree with that. And I do have to
so
say,
whack.
if I'm thinking hard, the couples that I see that do post overly are usually newer couples.
They'll get
and
over
the
it.
couples that have kind of been in it a while are usually they don't post that much. They usually post on big events, like the anniversary. That's a big event. If you saved up a lot of money to take your whole family to Germany, I feel
Put
like
it in the photo
you
app.
can post a picture. Like I
put it
feel
in the
you. You know what I'm
photo
saying? So it's usually like big events, but they've been together for a while. They doing what they doing. But the couples that kind of just got together, they still in the honeymoon phase. Maybe they start taking pictures of this is us on the bus. This is me eating
Ain't
noodles
that a
and noodles.
TV
Like
show?
it's like
This
a little
is
much.
us.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand where y'all coming from. Okay, so let's transition to the last topic of the night. This one is from the Romantic Sarcasm page on Facebook, and it was posted differently. I just kind of paraphrase. Do you have a significant other that you wish you could meet again for the first time?
No, I like her. I like my wife, right? Like wife, wherever she is. She in the wheelhouse right now.
Yeah,
so.
that would be smart for you to say.
Yeah.
As a married man, that would be smart.
Nothing-
Have you ever had that feeling, like the Miss Wife?
Meeting somebody at a different time, like go back to when I first
Right.
met them. No,
Wish you could start over.
no, I don't want to start. I like, I'm thinking no, I wouldn't, because you had to grow. I think it's about growing. When you're in a relationship, to me personally, unless it's a wham bam, you want to grow. You want to see what your person came from. Especially when I was younger, you're not your best self at 20.
Right,
You're not your best self at 25. Some people not their best self at 30. So I want to see you be the best that you can be, and stay in that lane for the longest period
Diva,
of time.
you asking today if we could meet them again, like now, or
Yeah, if you
redo
could
back
meet
in the day meeting them.
the one that got away, if you could meet him again for the first time.
Oh no! Everybody that got away deserve to be away.
I agree. Be gone.
To be go.
Poof pal. I probably should have sent you sooner.
Okay, Lisa P, an opinion?
I agree with Ashley and Grizzy. If you're away, that's when
You're away for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't want you back.
Do you guys believe that it's possible, let's assume everybody was single in the room, that it's possible to see that person again that you really was in love with
And rekindle feelings.
and rekindle the relationship?
No, because something's gonna take me again
Back.
to
Like
why
there's a
we not
reason why
together.
we not together.
Yeah.
And something's gonna trigger that to say,
Exactly.
well,
Nah,
you didn't
it's
do
a
that
reason.
right.
Okay, all right.
I said do it right, and you went left, and it's not gonna work.
All right,
That is a
Mark, do
reason.
you have an opinion about that?
0.
No opinion?
None.
Okay.
No, because
Go ahead.
this is a no-brainer one. I mean, go back. Why?
For what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
But
go
what
forward
if you
in life,
went
huh?
back to somebody like in your pubescent years, like in high school, maybe even up to college, but let's say maybe like
A
high
retread.
school. Like no, like because for me anyway, in high school, my mind was just not mature.
board.
Like it was just not. I just wasn't there.
I mean, which one of us was?
So true indeed. So I'm thinking like, okay, nobody in my adult years do I need to repeat with. That's the end. But if I
Right.
go back to high school, I mean, both of us would be adults now. Both of us would be in better minds.
You would think.
Yes, I would hope so.
But
So
you
I'm
don't
just-
know.
But I don't know. But right, I don't know. So
And
would
are you
wanna-
willing to take that
Would you be
chance?
willing to? I mean, let's pretend that everybody is single. Would you be willing to even see them again? Not even if you wanted to, not even a date, but just check up and see how they doing.
Yeah, I definitely.
I learned my
would do
lesson
that.
from
I
that.
see that on Facebook, so I already know how to
And that's
do
the
it.
thing. I was like, you again? Let me keep scrolling.
Right? Keep moving. I mean,
And two, you have to think of circumstances that may happen. Maybe, your family moved away. It wasn't necessarily a bad breakup. Maybe, it was a circumstance that caused you not to be together.
well, honestly, me and my wife, we went to high school together, and back then we ran in different social circles, and I never would have said, I probably might have said hello or nodded my head at my wife in high school twice in 4 years, and then fast forward 15 years later, and I see her at the comedy show, and I'm like,
Right, different feelings.
yeah, what you doing? So in that respect, yes, I guess you could say, but that was more. It was happenstance, So I guess in a quirky way, yeah. If you can run into somebody that that you knew 15, 20 years ago, and you say, oh yeah, hey, how you doing? Let's go hang out, But and you never know where it goes from there. So I guess yes to your point.
Okay.
I knew my boo for 13
she got
years.
a man.
I did not, I met him when I was 19.
He was piping
I'm
you
33
down.
now. Is that 13? How many years is that? I don't know how many years.
How
that
old is you?
33.
So
Got
19 and 33, that's 14 years.
Yeah, that's how
Good
long.
math. That's good math.
how long we've known each other. Give or take a couple of months. That's how long we've known each other. So, or known of each other. Boom.
Right.
So your situation with your wife is kind of the same. That's why I mentioned it. Like if it was somebody back in your when you was young, could you bring it back
knew
up?
Her, but I ain't know her.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and that's how you probably would with your boo-boo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys for participating in the Diva Diaries
Charisma.
segment, and I'll be back next month, probably the fourth Monday of the month, with more juicy stuff for you.
Pause on the juices.
Ain't no half step with Marcus J live from the den. Legacy in that radio. We're going to take our final break of the night. When we come back, we're going to rant and we're going to close. We got a lot to get to. There's still a lot of show left for you. I'm Marcus J. He's Jay Grizzy. She's Ashley. She's the dating pool diva. She's the first lady. Ain't no hashtag Marcus J. Be back in a few, y'all. Stay with us.
What up, everybody? It's your girl, Jody Smith, JMM, Jody Music Mixtape. It's a classic. Get at my dude, Marcus J, on Legacy Internet Radio. Ain't no half-stepping. Get your own JMM mixtape. Hit me up, Jody Smith, on Facebook, Jody Music, Jody Music. Or you can hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. They're both Jody_804. Get at me on YouTube. That's Jody the Artist. Check out some of my footage, some of my videos. You can listen in on SoundCloud, Jody Smith Music, or just give me a call at 1-262-JODY-804. That's 1-262-JODY-804.